What's up, guys? Yeah. How does one start this announcement? It might be a little hard to notice, but I got a little hurt this past weekend. And it wasn't riding. It was it was doing something way stupider. I'll get into how it happened in a second, but essentially I tore my collarbone clean off my shoulder blade. I know it's been a little while since I uploaded a video. That's because, well, this happened. Yeah, I ended up tearing my AC joint. That unfortunately means there's not gonna be any riding for a while. But lucky for you guys, I've actually been kind of doing this thing these past few weeks where I just stack up vlogs in my phone like as much as it can fit. I've got at least 2 more BMX vlogs that I can release, and then I'm gonna give it a little bit more time, but I think I can still play guitar, so we might have some guitar videos. Yeah, I just thought I'd make a quick little announcement / story time. I guess we'll get into the story. I'm gonna take this off first. I'm not supposed to wear this that long. As you can see, I still kind of have range of motion in my shoulder, except this way. I can only really pick my arm up about this far this way. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's like all bruised and yellow and black. Anyway, let's just get into the story time, because this wasn't the only thing that happened to me. No, I had quite the fun weekend. So to start this whole story, we're gonna go all the way back to last Friday. Last Friday, I was scheduled to get my second vaccine for the good old Barona. Yeah, I got my first one a couple weeks ago, and it was time for me to get my second. I doubt you guys know this because I never told you, but I'm pretty terrified of needles, so I usually get really worked up and anxious and nervous before I have to get a shot. Getting the actual shot most of the time isn't a big deal at all, but it's just like the anticipation before it. I just get really freaked out. It's always a problem I've had. I just do not do good with needles. And I know some of you are being like, but Denny, you have tattoos. How is that possible? This is just scratching me with a needle. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with a needle going inside me. So yeah, I had to go get that done. And for those of you that are keeping up with the vaccine and like what people are saying, it's usually the second dose that you'll have worse side effects. Some of my family, they got kind of sick after the first one, but then after the second one, they got really sick for like a day. Now, when I got my first one, I didn't really have any side effects, but I was like fully prepared to just feel like shit the rest of the day. And unfortunately, that same day, I woke up with a migraine, so I wasn't feeling too hot Friday, but I woke up, I went and got the shot done. When I get migraines, the only thing I can take to get rid of them is Excedrin migraine, and that stuff's so strong that I can't take Tylenol or ibuprofen or any other kind of over-the-counter painkiller for like another 24 hours, because Excedrin migraine has like the max amount of everything. So I held off on taking that just in case I needed to take like NyQuil or something later. But that was all for nothing because I was fine like all night. I woke up the next morning though, and I was super fatigued. I was like exhausted. I was tired. My whole body was sore. It felt like Amber Heard just beat my ass. And I finally took Excedrin, so my migraine went away. All day Saturday, I just kind of acted akin to a dead turtle. So I just spent all of Saturday resting, just being dead. And then Sunday comes around and I'm pretty much 100% again. It's just my arm where I got my shot was really sore still. Other than that, I was fine again. So usually on Sundays, I'll go visit both my mom and my dad. So I go over to my mom's, play pool with my grandpa and my mom. Me and Kai go shoot some hoops. Right around the time me and Kai are going to go to my dad's, Kai wanted to see how fast his sprint time was real quick. So he did that. And then I started thinking, I haven't like seriously tried sprinting in a long time. And I wanted to see if I kind of still got it. Because that's another little secret you guys don't know about me. In the words of Keemstar, I'm fast as fuck, boy! Yeah, you guys never really knew it, but I'm basically the fastest man alive. So I kind of wanted to see if I still got it. So I tell Kai and my mom to get the timer ready, because I'm going to try and break the land speed record. So I get in the starting position. I'm getting pumped. The Sonic intro's playing in my head. I'm fully prepared. I'm ready to make Usain Bolt look like a sloth. They count down 3, 2, 1, go. I blast off the starting line, and right away, I can tell I still got it. I definitely am 100% still faster than the Flash. So while I'm totally just outclassing the Bugatti Veyron, I'm only supposed to like run to like this curb, but now this curb is coming up quick. And this is where the problem began. I had to stop. So I'm going at about 170 in my flimsy old riding van slip-ons, and they're not really helping that much. And basically, I just start tripping all over myself. It's like all but guaranteed I'm gonna fall. And instead of wanting to use my face and my chest as my brakes, I decide I'm gonna bust out the good old-fashioned barrel roll. But unfortunately, it's been a while since my middle school parkour days, and it's kind of hard to get into a barrel roll while you're tripping all over yourself. So when I leapt to go jump into this barrel roll, I didn't jump right. And I'm pretty sure I also tore something in my calf while I did that. I still did the barrel roll, but I totally botched the entry, and basically I just landed like directly onto my shoulder, and I still did the barrel roll, which my mom said was very majestic. But afterwards, your boy was pretty hurt. I don't know if you can still see it. I kind of got a little scraped up on the back. That wasn't the big problem. The big problem was my shoulder did not feel right at all. At first, I thought I might have broken something or dislocated something. It felt more similar to like a dislocation, but not the regular kind of dislocation. Because for those of you that don't know, if you're an OG on this channel, you'll know I used to have a big problem with my right shoulder dislocating. It's one of the main reasons that I've been terrified to do tail whips for like 4 years. And we can thank Little League baseball player me for wanting to pitch like Randy Johnson for that. But it didn't feel like that kind of dislocation. It felt like something else was wrong. I quickly decided that I needed to go to urgent care. So we get over there, and the first thing they do, like after they check me in and everything, is they say they're going to give me a shot. So right away, I'm like, what? So they shot a bunch of this painkiller called Toradol into my butt cheek. That put me in a pretty good mood. Then they took x-rays and everything. The girl was like almost certain I didn't break anything because I had too much range of motion. But it still didn't feel right. So I ended up going home. They just told me to ice my shoulder and rest pretty much. They said the radiologist would call if they saw anything on the x-ray. I try and go to bed that night, even though it's kind of hard because I was sleeping on my back. And that I usually sleep on my side, so I wasn't really sleeping that well. And then probably at about 3:30 in the morning, I woke up violently nauseous. It was the worst. I'm like, okay, it really feels like I gotta throw up, but I don't know if I can. I go to the bathroom and I just try and see if it'll like happen on its own. It wasn't. And it's not really that easy for me to take a page out of the old bulimia book because I have a surprisingly resilient gag reflex, but it didn't stop me from trying. So I tried for a while. I realized I'm just like, okay, it's not gonna happen. I go lay down for like 2 more minutes and then I'm like, okay, it needs to happen. I go back to the bathroom. I try for like another minute and then it finally worked. And let me tell you, your boy was yarping. I haven't thrown up that hard since Nam. It was bad. That was such a bad night. I had a stomach ache before it too. I don't know if it was the Toradol that they gave me that made me just like violently sick or if I had gotten food poisoning because each one is a genuine possibility. Either way, the new spicy chicken sandwich from McDonald's is completely ruined for me. I can't even think about it without Yeah, either the Toradol made my stomach really upset or I got food poisoning, just on top of everything else that happened to me this weekend. It's Friday now. It's been like almost a whole week already, and my stomach is finally starting to calm down a little bit. There's a couple days where I just couldn't eat. So yeah, the radiologist never ended up calling me, which means that I didn't break anything. There was still something very obviously wrong. I did a little bit of research. Thanks to critical thinking, I came to the conclusion very quickly that I tore my AC joint, and I tore it pretty good. If you look up the diagrams, it's very easy to tell. Like, all my symptoms just lined up exactly with it. I mean, usually the way you tear it is if you land right on your shoulder, and I landed right on top of my shoulder. It's very tender, right where my AC joint is, because it's not so much my shoulder or my shoulder blade that hurts. It's my collarbone and like right up here more than anything that hurts. And the other big dead giveaway is if you look at the diagrams, when the AC joint tears, sometimes this can open up. Like if your arm goes down, your collarbone will stay where it is and it'll pop up and there'll be a very obvious lump or deformity. And I did have that. I have a little video where you can kind of see it. Before everything got super swollen, it was a lot more easy to tell, but you can still kind of see it in this little video right here. My shoulder's still really swollen, but if you look right here, you can still kind of see my collarbone pop up. Yeah, and if that like little deformity thing happens, it means you tore it pretty good. But unless that deformity is always staying there, you shouldn't need surgery. As you can see, it stays in place most of the time. I don't even think I can get it to do the bump. Like right now, I have to lean on something or do some other weird motion in order for it to just kind of open up like that, and it feels really gross. It feels like my shoulder has a mouth and it's just kind of like, bah. But yeah, fortunately, it's not staying like that, and that would usually mean that it needs surgery, but it reverts back to like where it's supposed to be, so that should mean it should heal on its own, which is good news. However, the bad news is I'm gonna be off the bike for like at least a month. It's gonna be one of the little bit longer recoveries that I'm gonna need to have. Ironically enough, this happened around the same time I sprained my ankle last year. Yeah, we're gonna have to have some time off on the bike, but luckily I have those videos stacked up. I have other BMX videos that I can do that don't really require me to ride. I'm like almost positive positive after a couple more days I can play guitar pretty regularly. Like, I can play guitar right now, it's just I kind of gotta go a little easy. I can't be doing no like crazy Metallica James Hetfield riffs right now. I'm just gonna let it rest for like a couple more days, and then I could probably bust out quite a few guitar videos that I've been wanting to make. So yeah, don't worry about the content. The content's still gonna be coming. I just wanted to let you guys know that this happened. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to ride for a little while. I know some of you are probably gonna ask if I can make flipping videos right now. I can't. I tried it the other day. I can't. I'm not gonna be able to flip for a little while. I have to you have to hold your arm up while you're flipping, and then just like, it's not gonna work. I tried it. It hurts. So I'm not really gonna push it. The only reason I can play guitar is just because I can just put my arm in that position and then just leave it there. And I don't really use my arm a whole lot to strum. It's all on my wrist. Maybe a week or two down the line, if once my shoulder gets a little bit stronger, I might be able to make ballad song videos, but we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, I think that's going to wrap up this video. I just wanted to tell you guys that this unfortunately happened, and that's just how it's going to be for a while. So yeah, sorry to bum you guys out. It sucks. It hurts, but I will recover. I will return from this. The content's not going anywhere. I'm just not going to be able to ride and be a normal human being for a while. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. I will see you guys again very, very soon.